Christmas at Monticello was not what history books want you to imagine. While Thomas Jefferson's mansion glowed with candles, music, and laughter, down the hill, in the slave quarters, Christmas meant something very different. For enslaved people at Monticello, Christmas was the only time of year when work slowed. Fields rested, tools were set down, and masters called it a gift. But freedom, even for a day, was never real. Enslaved men, women, and children were given extra food, sometimes meat, sometimes alcohol, not out of kindness, but to keep them quiet, to keep them dependent. They were encouraged to sing, to dance, to smile. White visitors wrote letters describing how happy the slaves looked during Christmas. What they didn't write was why those smiles existed. Because Christmas was also a time of fear. Slave traders often arrived during the holidays. Children were sold while their parents were distracted. Families were broken while carols were sung inside the big house. Some enslaved people later said Christmas was worse than any other season, because hope was dangled in front of them, and then ripped away. At Monticello, enslaved children sometimes received small toys, a whistle, a wooden doll. But by morning, those same children belonged to people who could sell them at any moment. And Jefferson, he wrote about liberty, he celebrated freedom. Yet more than 600 human beings lived and died in bondage on his land. Christmas at Monticello was not a celebration. It was a performance, a carefully staged illusion, meant to convince the world that slavery was gentle, that enslaved people were content, that cruelty could be wrapped in ribbons and prayer. But behind the songs and short-lived rest was the same truth waiting on December 26th. Chains returned, whips returned, families stayed broken, and the holiday passed, leaving nothing behind but memories of a freedom that never truly came. This was Christmas at Monticello. Not peace on earth, not goodwill to all, just the greatest cruelty of American slavery disguised as celebration.